how we can use that on the white which already. So here is the thing which I want to show you, is how you can match those dyes. And we will make this for, like, I'm not printing anything, I'm not die cutting this time. We will use directly the stencils here. So what I'm doing, I'm just putting my stencil here. Then you can choose a pen or a pencil. I think pencil is a better choice. So I'm using the pencil to just, you know, put those dots here. So I can erase them afterwards if I want. And then here is the thing, then I don't have to worry about the which part should I do, or what should I match the things. I can just go ahead and match these 4 corner dots here, and then we will get the good. So I bought this tape. It came in this recollections, I think. No, it's from Simple Stories, and I don't know, others are working very well, but for particularly this one, it is kind of going always like cutting. I'm not getting a full strip out of it, so I'm just using it for random uses like this. So this, I want this cherry red. Now we'll use the purely which came in a kit. So we have this cherry red, and this is one, it's C. No, so we will not use C first. Definitely we will use the A first. So what is in A, where is it? Okay, so this is A. Now look, I'm just putting this here. So I'm just matching those corners. Then I will put little bit of tape. I already have so much cherry in my brush, so I will use little bit of that here and there, maybe a light wash. And then I'm gonna use this caramel. So I'm going here very light-handedly with the caramel. I'm not putting very heavy hand on it, because I know the layering and layering will goes. But anytime you want, you can see the others work. You can see what combinations they are using, or you can have your own combination. It's totally depend, or you can add more or less color wherever you want. So after adding this, now we will just remove this one, and you can see we get this one. Now we will use the B, and there was an aircraft. I can't do anything about it. And here I'm just matching those things. I'm not worried about where I'm going. I'm just matching these 4 corners of the pencil mark. This time I'll go with the espresso. Espresso? Oh no, it's not espresso. It's the yellow color. I have a little bit. Okay. So I'm just going, and this is spicy mustard which came in a kit. I'm just going around a little bit, and then so here's the thing. Now this time I want little bit of green color which not came in a kit, but I think it would be the nice idea to add little bit of green, maybe on the top or maybe on the bottom. If you saw the fall things, like they have little bit of green around. Not everything is totally yellow when it started the fall coloring. And I lived in Colorado 1 year about, oh my goodness, the Rocky Mountains. Like when you go to see the fall colors there, it's so beautiful. One of my last videos, one of my viewer told me that while seeing your mountain cards, we want to go to like for the vacation. And I was like, I supposed to tell them that like I live there itself in the Rocky Mountains, and it's so beautiful, because Colorado is like all the mountains and things, and it's really beautiful, and you got always inspiration from them. So now you can see I have a little bit of green color, so let's add the last color, which is like cherry color, which came in a kit. So, and particularly for mushrooms, I will go really heavy handed. Another thing is you can do, whenever you put your ink on your brush, go with first mushrooms, and then whatever left in your brush, you can drag that color all around just like this to put in other areas also wherever they are open. Or you can just do the mushrooms in red, and you can use that dark espresso color, the dark brown color all around, and we will do that also. But first we will go with the cherry color, so it will give you the one stencil, but you are doing the two coloring in that, two shades of coloring basically I want to say. And I will add little bit there without hesitation. And now I don't want to add the color to the mushrooms, I just want to add colors to the other leaves and stuff. I'm not washing my brush, and then I'm just adding that darkest color there, just like that. And the color variation will give you a nice effect on the card, so don't try to be more perfect, try to be loosen up. And you know, the stencils and things and all this stuff and color layering stencils, why they came in a market? They just want to simplify our life. Then you don't have to color the single thing, like, you know, you're going one by one in the color routine. Okay, now I have to color this color, I have to do this color. Although that is also fun of living, that is also the fun of the crafting, in my opinion. But these kind of stuff just make our life easy. And then I'm going all over the stencil here. So you can see that here I put so much dark, so I need to put little bit darker on other side also, so it will not look, should look little bit more balance. Yeah, balance is a proper word. So that I'm just adding little bit of brown, more brown on these sides also. Here I will go light-handedly on these leaves. And after that I'm quite happy with it. I'm gonna put that away. You can wash your stencils. Now look, you will get such a nice effect. You don't have to die cut out this. You can just put, okay, we'll put this thank you here. I don't know, I'm so obsessed with the thank you thing. And I give thank you cards all the time, all over the place, you know. I'm the kind of person who carries the cards in the bag and give it to everyone. Yeah, so I will just put this thanks. Now we are using this first time. I'm not using Misty. I should use the Misty, but I'm just giving it a try. And then I'm just kind of, oops, putting all the pressure. Here I'm using the watercolor ink, and then I'm just lifting it. Oh, and it's perfect. I don't have to think more. So you can see this is like clean and simple card. Now we can use our white liquor pen. I hope it's not popping too much now. So I can add little bits of small dot. 3 dots always look nice. 1 or 2 also, depending on how big mushroom you have. But yeah, different size of 3 dots looks always nice on the project. So now it's just time to add all of this stuff together. But before that, we'll get some time to dry it up. And here I'm using the colored cardstock. It's kind of a brick red. And here I'm just, using the stencils without those 4 dots. I'm just putting them such a way that they'll match with those images, and it's not that easy. It'll take a little bit time, but it's not I mean, it's easy. It's not that big thing. You have to just see and then mix match that stuff, and you will get to see those leaves through those pigs. And here I'm adding little bit of green, and then I decided to add more colors. So my basic idea is I want to try different things on this card panels. So I decided to put these colors. So this came in a hero art kit. It's kind of a copper one, and it's really highly pigmented. I just want to add them on mostly on the mushrooms, and other things I don't want to highlight much, but they still catch a little bit of that shimmery color, and I'm perfectly okay with that. And then I'm kind of working out like any combination will do as these four color are going together. Then I'm using this ink cube. Now this ink cube is not highly pigmented. It's way before I bought it. I get it in the Hero Arts kit, but that can also work well because it will give that subtle look on those embossing half cut things. And then I use those acetate which came in a kit. I put the acetate first, and then I decided I should heat emboss this sentiment before putting on the acetate, but I just thought let me try, and I didn't find my stays on. If you have the stays on black ink or white ink, they're gonna work very perfectly fine, but I didn't find at that moment, so I used my movement to black, although it's not that crisp image, but then I was like, okay, whatever it is now. And then I put it a little bit there to, kind of doing the things. And here I'm showing that you can stamp that image inside, and how you can line up that image also inside, and you can go ahead and do that also. So either way, where you want to put that image, and then I again use the Memento black ink on this. And if you want to emboss, go heat embossing, or the black ink which stays on the acetate. And for others, you can do whatever you like. So here I'm just putting the different combinations together to get you more things like how you can do. Most of the times I use liquid as adhesive. I like that way. Here you can use the foam tape also to get more dimension to it. And then I use this yellowish color cardstock, and again I'm highlighting those small mushrooms. So if your die cut panels are not good, still you can put them like this. And for this I'm just highlighting those corners so that it will get more ink on that. Every time I'm doing my things, I'm just cleaning my surface. I'm using the Tim Holtz glass mat here, and most of the times I use this surface. Every time I use this surface, I think, yeah. And then you can create a shaker card. These foam tapes are kind of little bit flexible. I bought them from, these are from scrapbook.com, and you can tilt them. And then I'm just creating a small another window so that my shaker can go inside. Uh, and this way your shaker will not stand on the corners, and you can see them more. There I using the powder tool which we use to move the static from the that tape and any kind of glue. And then I decided to use the small greenish color glittery thing, which is the kind of sequence. I bought them from Spellbinders, and then I just put the card. Now be aware of that when you do this, that all the things gonna shake very nicely. So before that you should stick them very nicely and properly. Then it's just a matter of putting that all things together. Here I'm using this mushroom folder. You can go ahead and use any kind of embossing folder. These are the 3D embossing folders by this month with the Spellbinders, and I am so like everything is so mushroomy. So it's nice. Like I like mushrooms. So then I decided to add more colors to it. It's kind of not a rainbow, but it's some kind of picking the small pearl theme colors here. And I use some of the oxide, some of the distress ink. Use whatever you have. I use the Watercolor mustard seed, and then little bit of green, salty ocean, and citrus also, citrus green also. So see what you're craving for at that moment, or what color you like more at that moment, and that will give you a nice effect. You can just go the gradient effect also. I just put a lots of colors all over it, and then
I put twisted citron also, and then go ahead with peacock feathers. And then I thought, oh, why should not I create a blue, dark navy blue cardstock or black cardstock? Because I have the distress oxides now. So I didn't do that, but you can try that maybe in the next video or upcoming video if I get a time and moment. At that moment, I will create that. But you can try this on the black cardstock also. And then I'm just trimming up this panel because this is a little bigger than my 5 by 7 card. So I'm just cutting little bit less, means like 1/4 quarter less out of it. And after cutting, I will get that white kind of edges. So I'm just adding little bit more color on it. In real life, it's look really pop of colors and it is looking really nice. So you can add these kind of on those backgrounds also, and that will look really awesome there. I am just putting now first we do with the white color. Now we are doing this on the colored cardstock. So this is my yellow cardstock where I'm putting the colors, and whatever is left yellow, you can put it like that. I want to try on the black or a dark navy blue color cardstock, which I didn't, but you can go ahead and do that, or just get a dark olive green color cardstock and do little bit of these with the golden one. That will give you also a really nice effect. This time I'm not doing, but I'm just giving the idea that you can do that also. So these are the few backgrounds we are creating while doing our cards here. And then sometimes I grab more color on color thing to get more enhancing in them. You can go ahead and create a particular stencil on it, like you can create a geometric pattern, put your stencils there and do exactly circle or hexagon or triangle or circle, like any shape, oval, you can do that. And then another thing is you can directly put those rubs on there. So these folders are not coming in the kit, but you can use any folder and do the same kind of technique with them, whatever you have. I just sprinkle a little bit of water to get a little bits of distress look, and I just tap that with the rag, and I got that look, but I don't want it more distress. I'm really loving those colors, so I decided to stop at that moment.
So after doing this, you can see that we have two panels, one on white and one on like that mustard yellow cardstock. I want to add them some kind of focal point image. So I go ahead and stamp this with the Watercolor ink, and then I put the Hero Arts fine detail white embossing powder. I hit set the images, and now we will cut this sentiment with the circle. So you can use any circle die, square die, any shape die, whichever you like want to at that time. I think circle fits best for the first one, and then I just cut out them. Now in between these things are dried, so I just put little bit of white dots on them, and then we have to do this another one. So I just trim out this panel. Now remember, this panel we didn't measure, we used those 4 dots to color this panel. So I need to add more if I want to put it by 5 by 7, like you can see that how much I needed more, maybe the down or up. And then I'm again going back and forward to the this because I work that way. And then these are the Hero Arts fancy dies, and I really love them. They are from the mushroom kind of theme, mushroom ferns, 3 small mushrooms, and I really like, and it is kind of a matching and getting all the mushroom kind of stuff together for me. Here I'm just showing you the different windows in the background, that how you can use, and you can choose their combination whatever you like. Now it's part to use this critters, so you can get this critter and the matching dies with the separate one if you don't want to buy all that mushroom fancy dies. So I saw that option. I'll link everything below, and you can go ahead and see my blog where I put all my products. Now this is the time we use this no line coloring ink, and basically I messed up. So I choose the cardstock and I print them, and it's really light. You really can't see on the screen, but yeah, in real life they are. And then I started them with the alcohol inks, and that didn't work cause I used this Spectrum Nora alcohol markers, and these are little bit kind of bold in the tip, and I don't know, it doesn't work for me at that moment. Maybe I'll try again, but I think the pencils or the watercolors work more better because you have a more control with them. So then I switched to my watercolor Zig clean color markers, but I didn't use the watercolor paper. I used the same paper, this white paper, and then it is from Nina Solar white paper, but you can see that it is kind of getting very very bold on that, and color is little bit going here and there, so maybe I didn't do it nicely, but I just want to show you that you can go ahead and do this also. But then I realized that I want that black lining for particularly my project, so I stamped the same critters in the black Versa fine ink, which is waterproof, and then I color them with the Z clean color markers. I'm just speeding up this process, but I just don't want to remove this process. I want to show you what happened with me and which colors I choose. So rather than showing the full critters, I just go ahead and showed you how I color them. Now a thing is that here I put my markers flat, in that way they work very well, and because I'm not using them regularly, sometimes I use something else and lots of things going on, so rather than putting and standing them, put them flat, and that will give you a better result. So here I'm kind of just mixing and going there. I choose a little bit of blush pink color here to for the skin, and then I add more colors and just kind of mix in them. You can use the blender, you can buy the blender differently for these paints, or you can use the watercolor brush. Although I'm not using the watercolor cards, they blend very nicely. And then I choose this textured card and just adding the colors. Now here already my brush is having more color. I'm just rubbing them on the white. I just want a very subtle look, so I'm not taking any more ink, and then for the outside I just decided to add little bit of green to get more depth in that way, so it looks more framed and nice. Although this olive color green cardstock is really good, just remember, if you are using a really heavy colored cardstock, heavy weight cardstock, then while layering and things like that, you will get a better effect, but card will become more bulky. If you are okay with that, you can go ahead with the bigger size envelope and you will go that. So here's kind of a father and son kind of a dancing in my imagination. So I put all this together, and why I do so, because I want to choose the colors for my critters should be look nice on those colors, so the clothing colors I choose accordingly. So these things really matter. You can't color your everything first and then you can put together. You have to see how they're gonna combine together, look together. And then I choose these orange and red in these colors and blue shades on that color, and then I just add a little bit colors to coat. You can go crazy. You can do a paper pressing by stamping the same things with the small texture paper on them. That will also look good. I decided to add these two colors and they're gonna look really nice, because these two are kind of popping on that green and light shaded color background. And then after doing all of that, I just decided to add these critters. Now the way I color them, you can color all of them. Make a wreath, they are dancing around that bonfire, you can do that. You can put them in the line, you can put them vertically, you can put them on the wobbling cards, wobbling dots, and you can create a shaker card. Possibilities are endless. I just put them together behind it, and then I decided to add more and more to the front. But before that, I was like, I'm just giving options. I put all of that in the black already paired cardstock. It is 5x7, and then I'm adding these fonts from them. Now for these fonts and mushroom, I didn't add many more things. I just keep it simple, but you can go ahead and add more distress look or ink to them. Now it's just time for assembling, so everything is dry and nice and crisp. So these leaves from Spellbinder Stitch Die of the Month, September 2023, but you can go ahead and find any kind of leaf you have, go with the same colors you have, and then just put them together and add that sentiment. Here I'm just highlighting that sentiment, the little bit off centric and nice. And then if you don't forget that we have this panel which we created in our first video,
And then I was like, this is the leftover, that yellow piece where I'm putting my leaves, this is the leftover from something else project. I decided to use, I like that wonky feeling around it. And then I'm just choosing one of these backgrounds. You can go ahead and use any background. Now if you don't want to create that embossed folder look background, you can go ahead and choose the pattern paper. And how to choose the pattern paper I showed you in the first video also. So you can just go ahead and choose the pattern paper, and whenever you are using the 3D embossing folder, you have to make sure that it sticks really nicely, because sometimes it's pop up and pop down. So maybe you can use the liquid glue as well as the tape runner glue. Then this time I don't want the black border all around it, I just want it on the two side to little bit balancing out the things. And then I decided, now you can keep it like this, but then I decided to add these colors. Now you can see those wavy lines, I'm kind of creating those wavy lines again on there. And then it's just a kind of flickery movement you can get, and whatever pattern you get, just happy with that, because we are not finding here a very particular moment. We are going just, kind of filling those gaps. And I'm gonna put all of that panel on it. So here I'm creating kind of my own distress background card, stock pattern, whatever you say. And then this I showed you. So first of all, I thought that I should create a tag with it, and then I was like, it is matching so well with this, I decided to add that inside, and that will give a really nice surprising inside. And then I'm adding this whole panel to it. You can go ahead and use the foam dots if you want more layers on it, that will also look good. Now this is the another thing, I'm just adding this more green on it to create the another card brown on it. Then I fold it, and then I decided I don't want to make a card, I'm planning to make a tags. Where are my tags? So okay, just jump into it and make some tags. So then I just cut it, I will just go ahead and eyeball the things and see how you like them. No, every time you have to measure everything. You don't need to move out the fun of making art or fun of making the cards or tags. Just do sometimes whatever you feel nice to do at that moment, just go with the moment. And I do the same things most of the times. And then I created this unmeasured funky tags, and I decided to add this couple of leftovers for those dies I have. Now you can go ahead and color and distress those also, but I have so many things going on, I just skip that distress look. But you can go ahead and create a white tag and distress all of it in the, first of all cut down them in a white watercolor paper, and then use the distress or the distress oxides or distress ink, and that will also look beautiful. Maybe in future we'll create that card also. Now it's just a point of assembling everything together, and I'm really happy how it turned out. And now if you don't have this tags, you don't have this stuff, you can put that crater here, that will also give the same kind of effect. You can use the half of your frame die for the mushrooms. So just go creative and see what you can do and how you like the stuff around it. I'm just going at that moment. Most of the times I have so many things going on, and then I put them together, and then they didn't I never use them. So I decided, like, whatever I have I will use them, whatever I have at the moment at the table I gonna use that. So you can add any title to it. I didn't use, like, you can go happy birthday, sorry, thank you, gift. I'm just kind of seeing and searching. You can put the critters like this. Just go ahead and be creative. And the leftover of the paper, I decided to make the small strips out of it. I used this stamp from the set itself, and it said thank you for. So then I just put thank you for there, and I will write something on the back whenever I'm giving it to someone, or I maybe just give them someone. So here I'm kind of creating a small banners, and I want really thin strips, and I'm using that to finding out my thin strips. Don't throw that, you can use those pattern paper for something else. And then I'm putting them on the tag, and they're a little bit hanging wonky. Don't worry, we're gonna cut them. And then these are, like, I use the liquid glue cause those patterns kind of emboss, and you need a liquid glue to adhere them very nicely. You can go ahead and use foam dots or foam tapes also. And I really like those tags, and I decided to add some of the punch holes there, and go ahead and add the thread, any of you like it.
So this video becoming longer and longer, so I decided to stop here. and we discover like many techniques, and some of the techniques you can see there. You can see how we can mix and match the product here. We make some tags here. Now I made this tags with that extra die, but if you don't have that die, you can cut out from that big die cutout of this. I'll show you how to use that in next one, and you can cut it in a half, and then you can put only the half of width on it to create the tag. So we will do that in the next project. I just wind up to this project, but this is getting bigger and bigger, and then video will be too long. And you can put this inside this or this, you can do that also. So I'll soon post another video, cause combining this much in the one video is very hard for me, and it's gonna become a very long video. So I hope you like these ideas and you will try some of them. Let me know what you want to see more, and definitely after making all this card we will correct the envelope, but I think that should be a separate video, because that way it will be like more fasten things that way. Another thing is no line coloring. I try to create those critters, and I just skip that part because I like the contrast with those black lines, but you can go ahead and use that on chore ink from the Hero Arts. And we didn't use yet the glitter paper. We used acetate sheet in one. I don't know where I put that card, but we use the we use the acetate sheet here for the shaker card. But you can do many fun things with that, and I will show you that in the next project. So keep tuned with me, subscribe to my channel, let me know how you like, which card is your favorite, and see you at the next time. Bye bye, have a crafty life.